it was one more name that I remember that I got because I used to dance a lot. You know, I'm just tall. Like I'm tall. I'm 6'5" or 6'6". I'm not sure if that portrays well or not on the cam, but I used to dance. Like I could keep a rhythm and I could keep a sequence of movement. That's what dancing is. I not none of that like freestyle battling and stuff like that and all that. Nah, I was in a dance group too. All right, and my senior year in high school, I was in a dance group when I got kicked out the band. I'm telling you, it's a lot of stories about me that you may or may not. I mean, you may or may not know. It depends on who's watching. You know, if you're somebody from high school, especially James Madison High School, in between. I graduated in 2001 to show you how old I am. I graduated in 2001. So if you was there, I want to say, what's it, 98, 98, 99, 2000, 2001. Yeah, if you was in between that time, you remember we did a show with Lil O. It was Lil O and somebody else. Lil O was doing the song Bag Back at the time, like bag back, give me 50 feet. And then I think a dude named Blowfly or Player Fly had a song called Superman. We was dancing to that. And the wildest part about that, which I don't know, I don't care. I ain't famous and they ain't famous, so you know this ain't gonna be a big story anyway. But we are the person that we were high school kids. The person that was teaching us to dance and the person that was over us was a stripper. Uh-huh. It was a female stripper. And that ain't something man say. I'm telling you, I had a time growing up. But when I was in college, I was a part of this auxiliary group, Zeta Cuties or whatever. I'm not sure if that's like known everywhere, where the Zetas are representing on the yard or not, but I was a Zeta Cutie in college, and my name was PLP, which stood for Pop Lock Pimp. All right, I don't know who still got good memory from my college days, but if you remember, especially if you was part of our Zeta Cutie line, we had a weird Zeta Cutie line. Like we was a bunch of dudes that was that was odd. It's weird, right? We was a bunch of odd dudes. All of us had our own unique sense of humor. A lot of us was just, you know, you know, it was certain reasons why we were chosen to be on Zeta Cutie line or whatever. But we were definitely like weird, different. But we had fun, man. Those were good college days. So we jump back into this podcast where we left off. Oh, I got an interview coming. Interview coming. My interview is coming soon, 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 soon. You know, I like to say soon, soon. It's a very interesting guest, man, and I think y'all really gonna like and be entertained and be influenced and just be intrigued by this character that and this is a character. Now, that's a real person, but this person is a character that I'm going to interview, and I believe it's going to be on remote location. When I say remote location, I'm saying I'm going to be at their residence doing this interview. So that'll be next Wednesday. Every Wednesday, you know, keep me accountable every Wednesday. But that's to come. But for today's podcast, you know, I did want to touch back bases on, you know, fear of being success and things like that. And I also got some other topics that we're going to talk about. This is one that's not going to be like the 45-minute one that we did last time. But this one is going to be, it's still going to be good. All right, still going to be good. My voice changed. My voice changes because I just pressed one of the buttons to mute out some of the noise. One thing I will say is I really do appreciate everyone that contributed to any play of this video. I don't care if it's one play or if it's two plays. I'm not looking. This is my therapy. You know what I'm saying? This is my therapy. I'm putting it out in the digital space for people who are just intrigued and interested. But this is just my therapy. I don't have any agenda, or you're not finna see me doing clout chasing stuff. You're not finna catch me doing a bunch of gossip or anything like that. This is just my real world. So I'm talking about my real world, and then I'm introducing y'all to people who I cross paths with within my real world, and they're interesting. And there's some people that I think deserve the benefit of being seen. Some people have already been seen, and it's just I think I have a unique way to present them to you, other than the way they've been presented, probably. But um, we're talking about fear of success. So, as I told you before, or if you saw the last podcast, I was talking about I'm one of them people who could see a plan from A to Z, and it's not necessarily the in between hard work that gets me. It's the success part that sometimes frightens me. Um, I've never been fired from a job. I've had some jobs. I've been in accounting. I've been hotel meeting management. I've done land management in Salem, Oregon as an intern, but they wanted to hire me full time to do some other things. I just couldn't see myself move. No, let me correct it. I could see myself moving to Salem, Oregon, but I was doing broadcast journalism as a major, and I didn't really understand what internship really were for college students, and what that meant for your career after going to college. I was just in college. I was gifted with a blind scholarship, which I'm gonna talk about that later. Not that I was blind. No, I mean I was recruited in a way where no one knew about me, but I had a lot of potentials to run track, so I was given a scholarship without having any accolades. Like I really was given a scholarship without having any accolades. But anyway, um, I can see plans, and I can see designs of how things can go. Like if all of a sudden, let's say I want to start a food truck company. Like my mind, the way that it works, I can put all that together. Like, okay, get a truck, and okay, then I can do this, and then I get the logo, then this. I'm a very, very creative person. I don't know if that's a Capricorn thing, or what I've heard some people say it's a Capricorn thing, but I'm a very creative person. But it's just like it'll get to the point where I won't do that for myself. I'll give somebody all of that information and be like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And they'd be like, yeah, you're right. Okay. Why don't you do that for yourself? And it's like, nah, I don't. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part about that is I'll give a company all of my man hours, like all of my hours. I'll double time, triple time. I'll work hard. Not only to mention that I'm already like, okay, let's go down my jobs. All right, because it's going to make sense for what I'm trying to say. I'm a full-time elementary PE teacher. I'm also a middle school basketball and track coach. This year, I started that this year. But I also work overnight at the airport. Um, it helps me with some things that I'm trying to do as far as bills and as far as my own interest of things, because it gives me flight benefits. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody that says, hold on. Hey, do you know how to do anything? Do you know how to do something that you want other people to know that you know how to do? Let me know. I can tell people. Like right here is when I want to start putting in like advertisements or whatever. I won't charge you and you don't pay me. You know what I'm saying? It's just street networking, basically word of mouth. I'm trying to be the mouth of your word. So if you know how to do, I know somebody that know how to just cut hot water on. All right, she know how to just cut hot water. So that's somebody I know. You might just one day need hot water cut on. I know somebody that can shave pit bulls. No other dog, he can shave pit bulls, and he do it with a scissor. He do it with scissors and a needle and thread. I don't know what he's doing, but he can shave pit bulls, and they don't even look like they lost any hair. So if you know how to do something, and you want other people to know you know how to do it, let me know. All right, I'm trying to help. All right. There's a lot of time that I don't necessarily have just for me, and that's been my whole entire life. I've always And I've always worked. And I've always worked the job. People found my personality to be something, and then they offered me another job. I've had opportunities to where, like, when I was in the hotel industry, I just needed a job. Fresh home from college, no internship. I was also, excuse me, I was also not I, but I was a part of a traveling stage play that um that did not receive funding for the continuation of the tour. So we were sent home. So I didn't have a job. I was sent back home, and I needed to just have a job. And I'm one of those people that will humbly take any job. You know, I don't know if y'all know what that, like, if y'all understand that. I'll go to McDonald's and just work. Not that there's nothing wrong with McDonald's, but in a certain sense, like, if you're a certain age, you shouldn't be having McDonald's as your to-go place to work, if that makes sense. And I'm not bashing anyone that has to work at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's too. Um, but I'm just saying, at a certain age, you should be aspiring to work different places. Whereas, back to my point, I was just trying to find a job. So I got a job working at Pete's Coffee and Tea, and I was a barista, however you say it. So being a barista, or a barista, I found out, this is, you got to make coffees. It's the Starbucks people, but it's not the Starbucks people. Peace Coffee and Tea, from what I understand, came up with the owner, or the creator of Starbucks, and instead of them going in together, the guy wanted to take the recipe and make it commercial, and then the Pete's Coffee and Tea person wanted to stay local for California or for that side of whatever. So the person that wanted to become a commercial brand became Starbucks, and then the other person stayed Pete's Coffee and Tea. So now, Pete's Coffee and Tea is nationwide, nationally known, over the last few years, because now they're starting to get a lot of interest from people in specific Seattle and California. But anyway, um, I was making drinks. Now, I was making drinks, but I wasn't making the drinks they were ordering. I didn't know anything about coffee. I didn't know anything about these frappuccino stuff, this, that, and the other. They give you this little ingredient sheet, and you follow the ingredient sheet. And so I was trying my best to be, make the ingredients the best way I could, so that they could like it, love it, and get some more of it, because they were very. I mean, that's expensive to get that type of drink, Starbucks and all that stuff. So I know for a fact, well, I learned later on for a fact, I was tearing them drinks up. Like, I was messing, I was putting sugar-free stuff and stuff that they really wanted to taste the sugar in. I was putting the wrong milk. I wasn't steaming the milk right. I didn't understand cappuccino talk. I didn't understand espresso or Americano. I didn't understand none of that. And I'm just working. So I decided that since I'm spending so much time here, why don't I just figure out what I'm really supposed to be doing? Because I'm telling you, I was just really, there'd be like a chocolate, there'll be like, let's say, vanilla latte, and there's a certain way to make it. I would make it the best way I could, because then I'm also looking at the fact that we have a long line of people, and I don't want to. I don't want our productivity to slow down because I'm trying to make a drink too perfect. So I'm just pushing them out. People really wasn't complaining, which is a shock to me. But anyway, I decided to just take time to really figure out what it is I was doing with the drinks. I might as well. I'm spending so much time here. I'm here day and night. It's a hotel, so every time there's vacation time or tourist time, the hotel is packed. So I'm there even on days I don't want to be on, the holidays and all this and that. So I finally put the interest inside of me to know what I was doing. Like what is a latte? What's the difference between a latte and a cappuccino? What's the difference between this, that, and the other? Once I put all that information together, I started, taking pride in the drinks that I was doing. That changed the perspective real quick. Then the managers of the hotel would come down, and all these other VIP people that was going through the hotel would come down. I met a lot of celebrities just making coffee, and I met a lot of important people making coffee. But anywho, and my personality is my personality, and that's one thing I want to say too. I know I'm giving you. It's like an octopus when I talk. It's always a tentacle that leads to somewhere different from the nucleus of the story that I'm trying to tell. But it if you don't change who you are, and no matter what environment you're in, you're always going to shine. No matter what environment I'm in, I gotta be me. I've toned down a lot of the ways that I used to be, but no matter what environment I'm in, I have to be myself. I'm very humorous. I'm goofy. I like to laugh. I can talk. I can have a good conversation. I think with about anybody. Not for a long time. Conversating don't mean you got to talk to somebody for a long time. It just means you know how to greet and do proper just communication with people. Sometimes that's just, hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. It was a good day today. Yeah, you saw the Mavericks game? Yeah, the Mavericks game was real good last night. I thought they was going to lose. Yeah, okay, well, have a good day. You too, man. Be safe. That's just communication. That's just talking. So I guess I've done that to the right amount of people, and they started spreading my name around the building. Now, I work inside the hotel, but I don't work for the hotel. Well, kind of, sort of, because I'm just working at a snack shop, at a Peace Coffee and Tea snack shop. It was inside of the Marriott Hotel downtown. Oh, Sheraton. I'm sorry, it's Marriott now, but it was the Sheraton Dallas downtown. So one day, the manager of the hotel came down and was like, "Man, you should join our management program. You seem like a pretty good person that could handle some very detailed work, and I think you're misusing your potential by working in the coffee shop." Man, that opportunity, I took it, and that opportunity turned into an accounting opportunity, and I worked accounting, and then that accounting opportunity took me to the banquet and meeting management side, and it was just because of my own hard working ethic. So this is what I was trying to say about that. At times I feel like if I could just take that same energy, of how hard I work for other people into my own self, I could build the exact same amount of wealth in doing something that I want to do and that I want to own. But I didn't have that, like especially today, and I want to know if y'all agree with me. I'm gonna paint this picture. All right, I'm gonna paint this picture. Forgive me, my nose is running. I'm drinking tea. All right. So I'm gonna paint this picture. As 80s kids, and I really want to know if y'all agree with this or not. In the 80s, everything was about going to college. Go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college. Everybody gotta go to college. It's either you're gonna go to the army, you're gonna do a trade, or you're going straight to college. It was always go to college, go to college. Nobody really didn't explain in full detail what to do when you got to college. It was just go to college, find it out, go to college, find it out. That's why you have so many people that were born in the 80s with all this college debt and things like that, because we were told to go to college. Now flip that to, I want to say, the 2000 kids, right? That are around about 20 something. They were shown and told that you don't need college. You know, you can play video games and get paid. You can love music and do all this other stuff with music and all this and get paid. You can create a company and get paid. Like they really push entrepreneurship onto this millennium group. Like they was telling them you can be a real estate agent. You can do taxes. You can do stock. Like it's like the covering of go to college just busts and just it was like you can become whatever you want to become in your wildest dreams. And that's been a big boost of millionaires. But just imagine being in the growing up in the 80s. or 80s baby. And instead of people just telling you to go to college, go to the Army, or go find a trade, they were saying, what do you like to do? What's something you really want to do in life? What's something that inspires you? Do you have ideas? Go do your ideas. Do you want to own something? You should own something. Go own something. Like they've really been encouraged to do that. And you can just go to YouTube, and then no matter, you can search up dancing koalas. And as you scroll down the videos of dancing koalas, you're gonna see a video of somebody saying, like, how to make money through YouTube, how to make money in real estate, how to flip a house, how to do this, how to do that. Like, all of that information came so late. And I really wish, instead of telling us to go to college, that we was given the freedom to really understand the options that we could have when we got older. That's why so many people in 40s and 50s that's been at these companies for years and years and years, leaving to go start their business, and they're competing with a younger market of CEOs and entrepreneurs and owners, because these kids have been told since 8 years old, you know, go own something, go do this, go do that. We had candy houses. Remember, we had candy houses in the neighborhood, or somebody had a candy truck, or somebody, I'm talking about like a store that will be open in the neighborhood. Now, within the neighborhood, you can have somebody shipping car parts, somebody shipping parking lot fines, or no, not parking lot, storage stuff. Like, they go bid the storage, they open a whole online store. People that's the reselling business. Like, you take something that somebody's already selling, put the link to buy it on your page and give it a higher price, and because they may find your page quicker, they pay you the higher price, and then you go buy it from another person. Like that whole system is crazy right now. We ain't had none of that stuff. Go to college. Go to college. I'm not complaining. I'm really not complaining. All right. So let's flip it a little bit. All right, let's flip it a little bit. I really appreciate if you're still here. I think this is a more intimate way to get to know me, or a more intimate way to figure out who I am as a host and who I am as a person. Because once the interviews start coming, I'm not gonna be by myself no more. You're gonna be seeing me, and then you're gonna be seeing another person. So I want to make sure I build some sort of connection with you first, so then you can kind of know who I am. All right? Or you can kind of have an understanding or a feeling of my own thought process, right? So when I started this podcast, I intended it to be for adults. Not that I'm going to be talking very raunchy or doing anything like that. As you can see, 40 minutes went by last podcast, and I didn't cuss. I'm gonna tell you the story of why I don't cuss. All right, because I'm not saying I never cuss. I just don't cuss no more. But I used to cuss. I used to cuss a lot, actually. And it's not that I started out cussing, and it's not because I had a cussing household. But once you get around your friends from middle school and high school, and everybody's using the language, everybody's using the lingo, everybody's saying this, everybody's saying that. Like, you just pick it up.
Oddly even podcast. Oddly even podcast. Oddly even
So I used to cuss. I don't cuss anymore, and this is the reason why I don't cuss. So this is the first reason. This is the first reason. In high school, I was in the marching band. I was in the drum section, and at this particular time, football starts as soon as school starts. So if you're in high school, your whole summer band goes straight into the school year getting ready for football. And so if you are the home band, you have to play the Star Spangled Banner. Ba, 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 ba. You know what I'm saying? You got to play that song. So I went to a predominantly black high school, James Madison, Trojans, South Dallas Best. Miss Forge used to say, "We are the Trojans. Don't take no mess, and we'll thump in your chest, and we'll score." All the stuff we used to say back in South Dallas. Shout out to anybody that's here from Madison. Anyway, um, Our band director let us know, heads up, we need to get the Star Spangled Banner down. As a band, it's not hard to play. Now, I did go to a predominantly black high school. Now, if you went to a predominant, I can't even say the word now. If you went to an all black, let me stop trying to sound fancy. If you went to an all black high school, then you understand about marching band. And if you was in the marching band at an all black high school, you know for a fact there were three people that knew how to read sheet music. All right, it was a person that was on the snare. It was one of the drum majors that probably moved up from the saxophone chair or something like that. And then it was a brass player, usually like a trombone or a baritone player. They knew how to read sheet music. Everybody else played by ear, and we played by the record. You turn the music on, we hear it, we find the beat, we find the sound, and we go for it. So anyway, we was told, heads up, we're doing the Star Spangled Banner. Like, we're gonna do the Star Spangled Banner. All right, so we're practicing. Ba 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 ba. It's not hard to play, as long as you got a good snare, as long as you have good horns, and as long as you have a good tuba. You can carry a Star Spangled Banner. Everything else around it is just to make it sound the way that it originally sounded. But you can do it with just those three. Anywho, we had a cymbals crash. Everybody know the cymbal crash. Ba 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 ba. Psh. And then it goes on again, and it happens again. So we're practicing the Star Spangled Banner, and this particular person that was on cymbals could not catch the clash. And this is like, we would go ba 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 psh, like it would come so late. It would come ba 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 psh, or it would come too early. And we tried everything to get this person to learn the cue. Like, we had the metronome on going loud, tick tick tick, ba ba ba. And we was trying our best. We was looking at this person and giving it like head nods, like, you ready? Here it comes. Ba 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 ba. Like, we tried, and they steady hitting off beat. And our snare player at this time was cold. His name was Tat Tat. Tat Tat had to keep the roll going, cause otherwise we would have had him just hit the cymbals. But he had to keep the roll going. So we practicing the same thing, same thing, same thing. And sometimes they would get it on the first one, but then there's a second part of the song. Ba 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 ba. Psh. They would mess up on the second part, just psh, psh, like just going crazy. And it was like, you gotta get this right by Friday. That's the day of the game. We need. It was a stressful. It was a stressful time to try to get this person to learn the cymbals crash. So it's the day of the game. We practicing in the stands the day of the game. Just the drum section. Trying to get this person to get it right. Here we go. Announcer goes off. Welcome to I think it was at PC Cobb Stadium or something like that. Well, one of them stadiums. Sprague's. I think it was Sprague's. And James Madison is going to lead us in the Star Spangled Banner. You hear the drum roll. Ba 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 ba. Psh, ba. I'm playing the bass, and I'm looking like, you ain't got it right yet. And then we get to the second part. Ba 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 ba. Psh, and like just still hitting off. And I just got to the point where I said, you can't you catch the beat? Like, I said it hard and loud. And of course, everybody in the audience is quiet because we're playing the Star Spangled Banner. I shouldn't even be talking, but it was just so frustrating. So halftime come. I go down. We go down because we getting ready to perform at the halftime show, and I just see the cymbal player just crying in front of the band director, like crying, 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 crying. And so I gotta walk that way anyway. So I'm walking, and the band director was like, "What happened up there in the stands?" And I'm thinking like, yeah, what happened? We didn't get the cymbal crash, you know. It didn't happen. And so he was like, no, I'm not talking about that. What did you say? What did you say to them? And I said, oh yeah, you know, I wasn't calling them a B word. I was just saying, like I was just saying it. But the what came after it was directed right towards them, and I was like, you can't get it right. So this person started crying so hard, like crying with the tears. We finna get ready to go do a halftime show, and Madison was pretty good with our halftime show. And I ain't never had nobody call me no B word, and you called me a B word. I was like crying and crying and crying, and I felt so bad inside. I felt bad inside, and so that's what started the conscience of, you know, I don't really like cussing. Cussing make people feel bad. But I was still cussing. So the second part happened within the same year but at a different time. Me and some dudes I was hanging out with, me and my friends, me and my partners, we was going somewhere. Uh, and we was at the bus stop and we having our talk. We talking our talk. We cussing, we saying the N-word, we this, we that, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And this lady, this old lady, was just sitting at the bus stop with her purse in her lap, and we just talking. And for some reason, moments in my life always happen when it gets quiet, like the awkward moments. It get quiet. So it got quiet, and somebody had said something to me, and I said, you know, and I said something, and the lady looked at me, and I'm one of those people that I get very concerned in my surroundings. Like, I don't know if that's just the way I grew up. Like, I like to know where I'm at, who's around me, what type of energy is this, what's going on, is something to happen. So I peeped the lady kind of look at me and put her head down. And so as they talking and stuff, I'm kind of just side eyeing and looking at her, noticing that she looked at me again and put her head down. And make sure you make some sort of notification for yourself to tune in every Wednesday. That's every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I will be presenting a brand new episode, a brand new conversation, brand new topic, and a brand new person, hosted by me on this Oddly Even podcast. And the bus came, dark bus came. She got up to get on the bus, and I'm one of them let the lady first type people. So I let her get on the bus first. I'm making sure she's getting on the bus first. And as she walked past me, she said, you know, for somebody with some pretty teeth, you sure do got a dirty mouth." And she walked on the bus, and man, that was it. I was like, you know what? I ain't cussing no more. Because I know exactly what she was saying. And I was like, I ain't cussing no more. I ain't. I'm getting tired. I ain't cussing. I ain't cussing no. I am not cussing out loud no more. And I stopped that day. Like I've had some slip ups here and there, but I stopped that day. Now, inside my head, I cuss everybody out. I cuss people out who don't even deserve to be cussed. I just cuss them out to cuss them out. Especially working around kids in elementary. That's you got if you can control your tongue and you work around kids in elementary, there's nobody can take you to jail for what's in here. Nobody can take you to court for what's in here, and nobody can control what you're doing in here, good or bad. Man, let me tell you something. I cuss everybody out at least 5 times a day. Everybody. It don't matter who you is. You've been cussed out. You've been called something in the path of my walk, and I ain't got to show it in my face. I just cussed you out. You didn't even know it. It ain't feel like it did. You know, hey coach, hey, what's up, boy? You all right? All right. I just cussed you out like you didn't even know. Especially if it's one of them situations where you need to be cussed out. Oh, I'm old. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm sorry. You spilled that. It's cool. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'm cussing you out. I cuss hard in my head, and I'd rather cuss you out in here than cuss you out my mouth. You know, I don't know who else is like that. If there's anybody else that don't cuss out loud but would tear you up in their head, like they and you can't tell or don't know if they're cussing you out or not. I don't know if there's anybody else like that. But that's me. You know, that's why I don't cuss. This is all. But now I don't judge anybody that cuss. That's the whole oddly even part about it. I'm not going to be someone that doesn't cuss, but then go around you and make you feel a certain way about cussing. Some people just cuss out loud, and to me, it's funny. Like like hearing Bernie Mac cuss. Bernie Mac makes me laugh when I hear him cuss. Cat Williams make me laugh when I hear him cuss. Like people, there are certain people that cuss, and the tone and phrasing and pattern of their cussing is funny. And I don't stop you. My guests, they cuss, and I'm not going to correct them and tell them not to cuss or nothing. And people who know me know I don't really cuss anyway, so they're comfortable with that, right? So we back. We still here. Y'all still here? It ain't gonna be long. I promise it ain't gonna be long. I'm bringing you in. Like I'm painting some pictures and bringing you in. All right. This is the Oddly Even podcast with the host John Champ Munn. Still spitting and talking and drinking and walking. All right. We were supposed to have a very intuitive discussion about uh, the desperateness of people to either be seen or the desperateness of people to be heard. And the topic that floated the strongest was OnlyFans. OnlyFans. So I and I'm not I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. I don't know what OnlyFans is. If there's anything you want to see, especially nowadays, you can Google it and get it for free. So when somebody was telling me such and such has an OnlyFans, or you don't be on OnlyFans, boy, I'll be on that OnlyFans. Like, no, I don't. I don't, because if I want to go that route, I'm not finna pay a subscription uh, just to feel more connected to somebody that's getting or doing something or whatever the case. I don't know. I don't know what OnlyFans is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I do know it should not be. It should not be at the top of the list when things go bad. I think some people have misused the OnlyFans platform. I think we've gotten to the part where OnlyFans is becoming like and everybody. I can't tell you how many times I went to Instagram because somebody either tried to friend me or I may seen a video and they had something interesting, and I go to their page and they have that link tree page, where you click on the link tree, whatever, and then it shows you all the things that they also have, and OnlyFans is usually always there. And I'm like, OnlyFans. Now, I know some people have been saying they getting rich off OnlyFans, and if you are, man, that's cool. As a matter of fact, if you have an OnlyFans account and you're a female and you need someone to preview your work before you publish it, you can send it to the Oddly Eaten podcast. Just give me some sort of link. I will review it for you. I'm not gonna pay your subscription. This is a review. I think y'all need to start reviewing your content, or have, they in Hollywood or in the movie industry and in the film industry, they have these like viewing sessions. Like, some of y'all need to go let somebody view y'all stuff before you post it on OnlyFans, because that's tough. If so, this is how the conversation of OnlyFans came up. There was a conversation between a group of girls. We was at a brunch place, and this girl was saying like, she put, I guess she's the money maker of her girl group or whatever. Not that we was eavesdropping, they was just talking loud, like they was talking loud about it. So this girl was like, I'm my OnlyFans is kicking up, and then they was like, girl, you really still doing OnlyFans? She was like, yeah, and she was saying she's been doing it for 8 months or something like that. And there's another girl in the group that's been doing OnlyFans for when it first started. Now I don't know when it first started, but they were saying something about how her name begin with an S. I'm not gonna say. Well, y'all don't know who she is. Like Samantha had been doing it since it started. Samantha was there to affirm. Yeah, I jumped on it at first. It was kind of just showing this and was doing this, but then I started doing this. So this other girl, girl X, who had just did it and is looking like the moneymaker of the group, she was talking about how she's already at $250,000 from being on OnlyFans for just 8 months. And I was like, God, dog, that's a lot of money. $250. I don't know what she's doing. And I know there's a bit of dignity that has to leave when you do OnlyFans. But $250 for 8 months, that's a hard thing to pass if you don't care about anything anyway, right? But the other girl that had been doing it since it started was like, what? And then they was like, well, Samantha, what's your net worth? Because I know you, if she's at 250, because you're always quiet about, because and Samantha was like stripping or something also. So she was like, girl, I make more money stripping. And they was like, really? How much money have you made with OnlyFans since you've been on there? And she was like, I'm probably right now at about 65,000. And she been on there for years. I'm just somebody out there understand. Like that don't make sense, right? That if we're talking about supply, demand, and product and all this, if you've been on OnlyFans for years and you ain't crossed the 6-digit threshold, you need to stop. Okay, your content is dated or it's not it. If your content was in a museum and in comparison to the money situation, like that's like saying you're gonna put a picture of yourself in the museum and you also gonna have an option to buy it, and everybody in that museum is just walking right by your picture. Walking right by your picture. Nobody want it. So the museum is gonna move it over here by the food to see if they can catch some more people to look at it, and everybody just walking by it, walking by it. Don't nobody want it. Then they gonna move your picture by the bathroom to see if they can get some more, traffic. Maybe somebody might like it. So nobody's liking your picture. Like at some point, you're gonna have to take your OnlyFans down. You not selling. It ain't work. It ain't it. I don't know. There's somebody for everybody. I do understand that. But if you taking the risk of what I think sometimes is happening to OnlyFans, where they're getting naked or whatever sexual stuff, if you doing all of that and you ain't crossing 6 figures, you need to stop. I don't know what it is. Don't try to rebrand yourself. Don't try. Well, I think I'm gonna call myself kitty litter, and I'm always be in a cat suit. Like, no, don't even do that. Just stop. It's all right. OnlyFans ain't for you. It's not. You need to cut it out. You need to switch it up. McDonald's is hiring. They always hire. McDonald's is hiring. You need to or if you just like being naked, find another way to do it, because your OnlyFans ain't selling. And that's what we was laughing about at our table. The fact that this other lady's OnlyFans ain't selling. It's not selling. And to be honest, you can look and see why it wasn't selling. I don't know what she trying to show, what she had to show, because it didn't look appealing. And I think she was taking a shot in the dark and just thought she heard an OnlyFans, didn't want to work, didn't want to do this. She was stripping already, so she was like, "Oh, this is good." It's not. I got a proposition for anybody, for any ladies out there. I'm finna start this company. All right. Okay. It's Taxi Flash. All right. It's called Taxi Flash. Right. So this is what's gonna happen. Let me give you the scenario. Let's just say you're a guy and you having one of them moments where you just really want to see something. You ain't gotta want to touch somebody or one of this, but you want to see something. You can hit up Taxi Flash and according to how much money you show or how much money you're willing to give. We're not gonna have prices except for gas prices. That's what we're gonna have because it costs money. Gas costs money. We're not gonna have no electric car. We're gonna have a gas car. So we're gonna have the gas per gallon price to get to you. That's what's gonna be on there for sure. But however much money you put on top of that is gonna determine how good of a show you're gonna get. Taxi Flash, right? Now stay with me, Taxi Flash. So, like for example, if you book Taxi Flash and you say you just want to see some titties or something, you put $5 on there, right? You're gonna get a $5 titty flash. And a $5 titty flash looks like it's about 30 miles an hour, a little bit over the speed zone in the school limit, like a residential speed limit. The window gonna be slightly tinted, but it's gonna be enough for you to see. She gonna put them on the glass and they gonna drive by, right? That's a $5 flash. Not bad for $5, right? So, hey, ladies, this is a good option. You safe, ladies. If you want to work, you safe. You in the car the whole time. They ain't gotta see your face. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything except for just whatever like you can be at home and you be like, Jim on 34th and Pine want to see titties. He did $5. All right, and you can accept it. So whoever's in the closest location, go by, flash, and go. You see what I'm saying? It's an Uber concept, but it's Taxi Flash. Now, if you put like $200 to see some titties on Taxi Flash, you gonna get a $200 titty show, right? And that looks like funeral line. Like that looks slow. That's like 5 miles per hour with the window down, with the jiggles out the window, and maybe a lift, and a squeeze, and a squeeze, and then they drive off. Like that's not bad, right? And as a woman, that's some good money you can make, and you can decline a job. Somebody can be like, I want to see a butt. And you be like, well, I ain't got no big booty to put out no window. And you can just decline it. It's Taxi Flash. We're hiring, Send me your audition tapes. Send your audition tapes to the Oddly Eaten podcast. Uh, and we'll go from there. Right? All right. So I do want to say that I really appreciate those of you who are buying into my idea. Again, this is a simple idea. This is something that's been on my mind to do for a long, long, long time. And as it grows, I'm telling you, you're gonna see it get better. It's a lot of people, and I'm not saying this to say that I'm trying to be like them, but I just want to show that there's potential in waiting. You know, this is a plant that has to be a seed first. No, I won't even say plant. This is a tree that is coming from a seed, right? We're not going to be this grand Douglas fir of 100 foot in the wood tree just yet. But the seed is in the ground and we starting to sprout. I'm just asking you to stick around while I sprout so that when the tree gets all the way up there, you don't break your neck trying to look and see how high it is. You can look down and see how high we became, how high we went together, right? Because we growing together. First guest coming soon. First guest coming next week, next Wednesday. It's going to be a very interesting person. It's going to be a very good time. A lot of people said that they learned some things from me talking about, believing in yourself, connecting your heart, your mind to your heart, to your hands, and that method of what that means. Keep doing that. If you can connect those three things and you can speak that thing into existence, it's gonna happen. It's down. It's guaranteed to happen. Right? Still looking for people to advertise. I have some advertisement coming soon. The beats are mine. The beats are made just for the podcast. But if you hear it and you like it and you want to use it, let me know. There's always an opportunity for something. Or if you think you're interested and you want to be on my call list for us to have a conversation and do an interview. I'm in the Dallas area. If you ain't in the Dallas area, then we can do the video thing. But I much rather be personable and have you close by so that a conversation can feel authentic, right? All right. Wasn't too long. I don't think this one was too long. Is about as long as the last one was. But I appreciate you being here. Maybe I made you smile. Maybe I made you think. Maybe I just entertained you for the time that you just needed something to do because my voice is great or whatever. It may not be so great right now. I've been losing my voice with all this coaching stuff that I'm doing. But if anything, if you don't do anything, do something for yourself. Right? I don't care. If you don't do anything, and sometimes you need to look in the mirror and say that. Say if I don't do anything, I'm gonna do something for myself. You should know your Happy Meal. My not Mc, boy, McDonald's should be a sponsor. I'm not talking about McDonald's. Your Happy Meal is the meal that you eat to build you up, to boost your self-esteem, to help your endorphins jump around, and it just makes you feel good overall. My Happy Meal is shrimp and catfish fried, or my Happy Meal is Alfredo pasta with shrimp, chicken, and broccoli in it. Like if I'm ever in the need of a good mood, or if I'm ever about to celebrate, those two meals will be eaten. That's how I celebrate myself. Everybody needs to know a place to do that. Like that's like dating yourself. I had to date myself after I got divorced. I am single. I don't know who wanted to know that, but I'm just saying it. I am single, and I had to figure that out. I had to figure out how to date myself, how to understand the importance of me. And so once I figured out how to make myself happy, once I figured out how to truly please myself, not in a sexual way, in a touch and masturbation way. No, no. I'm saying like doing something that genuinely will make me happy. Like that opened up a whole new realm of confidence and self identity for me to overcome any crisis that I could do. All right, find it out for yourself. Do that. Find out something that makes you happy and do it. Do something for yourself if you don't do nothing for nobody else. All right, special guest coming on next week's show. I'm closing this one out. I appreciate you being here with me. The podcast is growing. It was in the seed on show one. This is just water. This is just water. Now the interview is going to be the fertilizer. I'm telling you, it's going to be a real good interview. So I see y'all when I see y'all. All right, appreciate it.